You pissed in a bottle there.
Don't know, it tastes like piss.
Looks like piss.
Hello guys, welcome back to the new show. How's everyone doing? I hope you had a lovely weekend and a great start to the week and it hasn't been too rough for you lot. As you can see, I have the logical thinker, Saint Sam, alongside me. What have you been up to, Sam, this weekend?
Not much, mate. Chilling. Started a new job on Wednesday, so exciting times. Let's get into some news because we might have actually signed some people.
Exactly. Pre-season getting closer and closer now. Literally a week away until the first game against Liverpool. Is it in Bangkok? Bangkok, yeah. In Thailand. And obviously today we're going to be discussing actual signings that have been done / in the process of being done.
Almost.
Yeah. Medicals, all that kind of stuff. Only 5 weeks into the window, Sam, but hey ho. We move very, very slow. But first, what we need to do is address the elephant in the room. And I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about Cristiano Ronaldo, of course, not turning up for training. Exactly. Not turning up for training, which is massive in itself, is apparently personal reasons and all that kind of stuff. But dropping an personal reasons, but dropping an absolute bombshell. And saying that he wants to leave Manchester United, and other stuff has started leaking out pretty much since Ronaldo's dropped this bomb. And one of the articles I want to discuss, Sam, this is from Laurie Whitwell, who's obviously got ties within the club, very close to the club. It says, amid reports of Cristiano Ronaldo considering his United future, Ralph Rangnick proposed the club should sell him in January with replacement signed for long term. So basically thinking about the future. And Richard Arnold and John Murta apparently resisted this and was just like, no, we want to keep him. So I just want to get your thoughts on that. Basically.
I think Rangnick, pretty much everything he's come out with, I've spot on agreed with him. Like, I don't think there's anything he said where I've gone, maybe he's wrong. In hindsight, Ronaldo, fantastic player. I love him for what he's done for United, not just this season, but when he was here previously. He's one of my favourite players of all time. Don't get it wrong. But he was never a long-term solution. He was never going to be the striker for the next 10 years. We were hoping it was going to be a certain guy who's currently dealing with legal troubles, but obviously that he's probably never going to play football for Manchester United again at this point. Yeah. Anthony Martial hasn't worked out. Went to Sphere, didn't work. Didn't play well for United either. Rashford, there's question marks still. Don't know what is going to happen with him, if he's going to come good again, if he's going to find his form again. So there's question marks over him. And then Alejandro. Is it Alejandro?
Garnacho. Yeah.
Too young. He's not even there.
He's more of a winger anyway. He's not number 9. So
and Charlie McNeil's still young. So these people, they're too young. So
you can't rely on youngsters, can you, like that?
So we got Ronaldo because City wanted it. That's why we got Ronaldo. Let's be honest. That's why we got him. So to not have the long-term planning that we seem to be doing this summer, we seem to have a plan this summer. It's taking forever. It's taking forever, but we seem to have some sort of idea of a plan that Ten Hag's building players that he wants in his team.
Yeah.
So I think it's leftover thinking from the Woodward era and the Matt Judge era to Ronaldo. Oh my God, he's available. Oh, he's going to City. Shit, just get him. Just get him, and didn't really think through what we're going to do with him.
Yeah.
And it might hurt. Like, if he does leave, it's probably going to hurt. It's going to be short-term hurt and pain for a lot of us because obviously we all love Ronaldo. But in the long term, it might be better off for us. But there's going to be some hurt and some suffering because, like we've discussed yesterday, the striker market isn't great at the minute. Like, there isn't anybody out there where you're like, yes, him. There's a couple of all right options, but there's nobody out there who's like going to replace.
There's no standout ones, is there? It's not like when you go get him.
So you kind of, there's two things. So you either convince him to stay for it and fill his contract out, and then you can worry about the striker issue next summer. Or if he's insistent out the door, you're going to have to figure out a plan really, really quickly because the window's closing. And we've been notoriously slow, so you're gonna have to find out a plan real quickly.
We've spent bloody 6 weeks on De Jong nearly, so imagine on a striker as well. The one thing that really bugs me is in January, Ragnick was talking about Julian Alvarez, who's just gone to Man City as a forward. They just bought him for like 15.
Honest to God.
15,
it still annoys me. It still annoys me. 15
to 17 million. I did a video on Julian Alvarez, literally when we first started doing this kind of stuff. I did a video with him in December talking about him, like a really high young prospect from South America who's like the best player there currently, absolutely killing it. Man City go sign him, tie that deal off. And obviously he's over there now with Erling Haaland. And then Rangnick mentioning Nkunku as well. Another player who's, if he was still at the club now, we probably would have signed him by now, and we probably would have got him for 60, 70 million. Now he's just signed a new long-term deal. He's talking like £100 million.
Also, if Ronaldo had said after the season finished, I want to go because we knew then that Champions League football wasn't possible because we knew that in the last day of the season. So if he would have said, look, I want to go, we might have then gone a bit more all out for Darwin Núñez. We might have then put in the extra money that we weren't quite willing to pay for him to sort of take the chance on him.
Because the money you're paying, it's long term, isn't it, that you're going to... Because either way, well, not either way, but if he does decent or does well, you're still going to get your money back from him anyway in like 5 years down the line. So it's... Also,
Ronaldo's on 500k a week, so that's 5 million a month. So there's your extra money for your Darwin Núñez fee already. So you've got that, and it's in there. So, and he's not going to command 500. I don't know what he's on at Liverpool, but he's not going to command 500k.
Yeah. Nowhere near that. It's nowhere near that. It's a weird one because there's a few things with this. I get what Rangnick's saying. I actually agree with him because long term you need a vision.
Logically, he's speaking complete sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
If it was any other player except Cristiano Ronaldo, you'd be like, yeah, just get rid.
Exactly, but I also get Ronaldo's side of why he wants to leave because he's got 2-3 years left at the very top level, and you're pushing 40 there. Do you know what I'm saying? So 2-3 years at the very top level, he wants to win something. He's got them records in the back of his head. He's got Messi alongside him, who's got a couple more Ballon d'Ors, and then like he wants to push, just knowing what kind of character is and what type of guy he is. And I think that's one thing why a lot of the players you're hearing things coming out now out of the woodwork that players are feeling a bit, what was the word they used to describe? I can't remember. I don't know if you've seen it, but they're feeling on edge around him in training and in games and stuff. And that's because he sets such high standards. It's kind of like, I always use the Michael Jordan analogy. Do you know, like, have you seen the documentary on Michael Jordan, Last Dance? Yeah,
everybody hated him, didn't they?
Everybody hated him. Yeah, just because of how much of a serial winner he was. And he like videos of him in training, how intense he was. He was like, eyes on me, fuck. And I imagine Ronaldo is very similar. So that has an effect on all the players. And like I said yesterday, these guys can't keep up with that mentality. They haven't got that. They're not born winners. A lot of them. There's a couple of players like De Gea who can kind of be in that category. But apart from that, it's one of them. I completely understand why Ronaldo's leaving. What I want to suggest or throw out there is, do they want to keep him at the club for footballing reasons, or do they want to keep him at the club for marketing reasons and how many eyeballs he brings to the club? Because obviously Cristiano Ronaldo, he brings his own fan base, doesn't it?
Yeah, it depends on who you speak to, isn't it? If you speak to Erik ten Hag, he probably will be wanting to get rid of him and get somebody else in. If you speak to the Glazers, they're going to want to keep him, aren't they? It's shirt sales, it's merchandising, it's sponsorships, all the stuff that comes with the eyes of the world that is on Cristiano Ronaldo. They'll probably want to keep him because they can drain another few million out of his image and his stuff and all that in the next season. So it's dependent. In that situation, the Glazers are probably always going to win. So, but then you're going to have Erik ten Hag deal with a clearly unhappy Cristiano Ronaldo being at Manchester United.
This is my next point. Whichever way this goes, I don't see it ending well for us at all, because if he stays, he's not going to be fully committed. He can kick up a fuss, and when Ronaldo kicks up a fuss, everybody knows about it. Like, it is massive, makes massive news, and it'll hinder the season. But then if he leaves, people will be upset because he's player of the year. He's come back to a club and it hasn't worked out, and it's just sad, really, when you look at it like that. I'm worrying slightly who they're going to go and get if we do let him go, Chelsea or somewhere.
I don't think we bring in a striker.
I don't get what we do. Like, you can't rely on Martial and Rashford. You just can't.
They have to, aren't they? Like, what choice do we have? Because they're not going to bring in, like, Skamaka. I doubt. I've not heard any links to him at all. I've heard nothing. So he's not going to have it. Belotti's been mentioned, but is he going to be that striker?
Yeah, United standards. Definitely not United standards.
Like you said, Nkunku's going to take 100 million. They're not going to do that. They're not going to sanction the entire budget on him. So that's not happening.
Yeah.
And then Jonathan David, again, is he the striker option?
I don't see it happening.
So it's I don't see us signing a striker. If he does go, I could see us getting like Anthony, and then he's going to be your winger with Sancho, and then you're going to play either Rashford or Martial as your strikers.
Or Bruno as a false nine.
And then have Eriksen or Donny behind him as a
Yeah. It's
be an option.
It's a weird one, isn't it? I think they're probably going to go with the younger option, aren't they? If Ronaldo does leave, obviously for future potential.
It's a lot of pressure.
Exactly, that's the thing as well.
Or Charlie McNeil, someone like that. It's a lot of pressure because you saw what happened to Elanga. Yeah. His form dropped off a cliff the last 10, 11 games of the season because he was just played too much and he was burnt out. So
it's a tough one, especially for the new manager coming in as well, Ten Hag. He's got enough issues to deal with as it is anyway in like numerous positions. Then your top striker who's just third in the league in scoring and 20 plus goals in all comps has said, right, I'm fucking off, I'm going. And he's like, what? Like, come on, man. Like, I'm trying to address 5-6 issues here in the team and you're telling me you're leaving. Like, what the fuck's that about?
I'm sure he's aware that he's walking into Manchester United. He's walking into an absolute mess of a club because we've known that for the last 13, 14 years the Glazers have been here. We've known that this club is an absolute shocking state. Look at the stadium, look at the training ground, look at the way we conduct transfers, look at the way we conduct contracts. We're a fucking state. So I'm sure he knew it wasn't going to be smooth sailing when he came here. So I'm maybe he's prepared.
Yeah, maybe he does want him out eventually. Maybe it's one of them that he wants to build a young squad who can press efficiently. You just never know, do you? But we'll wait and see what happens with that. Let's move on to more positive news, and that is the fact that Tyrell Malacia has now successfully completed his second part of the medical test and signed his contract as a new Manchester United player. We're going to discuss the Eriksen article in a sec, Sam, but just your thoughts initially on Malacia. I know, obviously, I know you don't watch final week in, week out, but as like a young prospect,
pull me a final shirt out.
Yeah. But yeah, as a young prospect, what are your thoughts on the signing?
Yeah, it's good. It's good to have squad depth. I think that we're severely lacking quality fullbacks or fullbacks that can challenge the status quo. Like, obviously, we get Luke Shaw playing the way he was playing, not last season before in the Euros. We're in good shape, and then we've got Malacia as the backup. That's a fantastic. So I think that's a really
competition,
good
isn't it? Yeah,
competition. I think Tellez probably gone, if not sold or loaned, something like that. I think he's gone.
There'll be a loan in it. Let's be honest. Yeah. It's going to be a fucking loan.
Eric Bay's going on loan to Fulham apparently as well, which is mental. Yeah, I think I've not seen much of him. I've heard good things. Ten Hag likes him. He's seen him play a lot, obviously, because in the Eredivisie.
Yeah.
So, yeah, hopefully you can get something out of him. Hopefully he does well for us. Can't wait to see him play, see what happens.
We've been saying, on this show for a while that we need to go buy these young, rough diamonds around Europe who not necessarily, no one heard of Malacia before we got linked with him, let's be honest. Not a lot of people did. And if they did, then if you watch Eredivisie week in, week out, then fair play to you. But you probably
how have you got the time in your life to do this?
Exactly. You're probably in a minority there, but if you have, then fair play. From what I've seen of him, read scout reports on him, watched clips of him, he looks decent. He looks like he's got the right attitude to come in and just to hit the ground running. I think they call him the Pitbull in the Eredivisie, and that's his nickname because of how tenacious he is on that left-hand side. And that's exactly what you need for the Premier League. In terms of athleticism as well, it's top peak condition. So I think he'll succeed. I think Ten Hag, there's a clip of Ten Hag on the side watching him flying out against Ajax. He's like, who is that kid? And his coach is like just murmurs between them. So he's obviously a massive fan of him. Like I said, he's got all the ability, great attitude. Also,
if you're interested, me and Shiraz did a head-to-head at Tellez and Malacia, so go check that out. That's on the channel. It's really good video.
Yeah,
so
that'll give you more like an in-depth insight into stats, everything, absolutely everything. So make sure you check that out. The question is now, what happens to Alex Tellez and Brandon Williams? Because we struggle to sell at the best of times. So are we just going to loan both of them out? Like, surely you got to get some kind of fee for one of them, whether it's 10 off. If you get 10, 15 million, you just recuperate the fee you pay for Malacia.
I think Brandon probably goes on loan again. I don't see us selling him. Hopefully we sell Tellez, but again, I won't be surprised to see somebody loan him. He probably goes back to Portugal or Spain or something, doesn't he? That's probably where.
Yeah, I see him going back to Porto or somewhere like that. I don't
see a Premier League club coming in.
We got sold a bit of a dream with Tellez. All the FIFA kids will know this. On like his stats are incredible. And I have to be honest, before we signed him, I didn't watch, like the same thing with Eredivisie. I didn't watch him week in, week out. I just heard good things. Said he was a very good attacking fullback. But for me, when I look at Tellez, I don't know if you agree with this, Sam, but I think he'd suit more of like a Chelsea system. You like the way they play with the wing backs. Yeah, like Alonso, Chilwell. With the back three, and then put him as like a wing back, so he's not got as much defensive
responsibility.
Yeah, defensive responsibility. So I see him fitting in there, but I don't see him in a back four. I think it's terrible. So hopefully we can sell him. But again, it's a tough market for selling. It's either a tough market for selling or we're just really shit. And maybe it's a mix of both.
I think we're really shit.
Yeah, we are really bad. What's happening with Pereira as well? Have we sold him? Is that going on? Like, I haven't heard anything since that either. So
I just don't want to see him on pre-season tour. Please.
No.
He's had his opportunities.
That is negative.
Eric Bailly's supposed to be going to Fulham as well. I read that today. So.
Yeah, I mean, it won't be a bad move for him, but if it's on loan again, like, we need money in the transfer pot, especially if Ronaldo's leaving. That'd be another 15, 20 million going towards the striker.
Yeah.
It's just incompetent, but every club knows we're desperate, so it's just we're fucked either way.
Here's 2 million for Eric.
Yeah, just paying hardly anything. Speaking about paying hardly anything, we've just signed, verbally agreed, Christian Eriksen. David Ornstein reported at 12 o'clock, Sam. Contract until June 2025, waiting for signature and medical, which is supposed to be happening in the next 48 hours. Happy with the signing?
Yeah, I think David Ornstein's trying to steal Fabrizio's thunder, isn't he?
He's doing pretty fucking well, to be fair. He is doing well.
He needs to get a catchphrase.
He does.
He needs to get a catchphrase and get it sorted, David. I think I've been saying it for a while. I think I was saying it in like May, because I knew he was out of contract. I think he'd be a great pickup, squad depth, an option for because obviously we lost Lingard and we lost Mata.
Yeah.
Slots right into the team. Can give Bruno the night off on Europa League nights and sort of games against like Bournemouth and stuff like that. So yeah, really good options. Probably not. His wages won't be that bad. I don't think.
Nah. Compared to what he's on at Brentford, he's on like 50k, 90k, something like that, maybe.
He's not going to cost that much. He's 30, so he's still got 3, 4, maybe 5 years at the top. Fantastic on corners, which, my God, do we need somebody who's good at corners?
Set pieces in general, isn't it? Like free kicks. He's really good. He's really good.
2 corners last season?
Yeah, something like that.
Absolute shock. Like, I think we had worse stats than was it
terrible
Norwich or something?
It's fucking terrible. Yeah, out of 150 corners, we scored 2, I think it was.
Shocking. So to have somebody who's good at set pieces, that adds 5, 6 goals a season?
Exactly. Well, unless you've got Maguire on the end of him fucking throwing his box at it, then it's a little bit different. But at least the delivery's there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, where do you see him playing? Like, where would you put him? Because there's quite a few different opinions on this.
He primarily plays in a 10, doesn't he? That's his preferred position. So I assume he's going to play when Bruno's not playing. Okay. I think he'll play in that sort of behind the striker or behind the front three, setting up. Because he's a very good passer of the ball. He's fantastic at it. I think his accuracy rate is through the roof. It's fantastic. So I think that's where he's going to be used better, where he'll be most utilised. Can he play on the left? Is it the left as well?
He's one of them. You can play in attacking areas. I know for Tottenham he played on the right hand side before. It's not exactly his most comfortable area, but he can play in a few positions, like as like an 8, as a 10, and sometimes it's like, you know what I mean? Like
so say you've got Sancho playing on the left, and we don't bring in a right winger, and Elanga or someone or whoever's getting a bit tired.
Yeah.
Eriksen on. You got Eriksen, Bruno, Sancho. If strikers ain't getting a ball from one of them, then we're doing something completely wrong. So
just because you mentioned wingers there, I want to mention this very quickly, and I might be in the minority on this. I want to get your thoughts on this very quickly. I would have gone for the price that Chelsea are getting him at. I would have gone for Raheem Sterling for 25 million, 30 million.
Is he a United fan?
That's 30 million for Raheem Sterling. Like, it was incredible.
It's not going to happen, though, is it? He plays
no,
for City
I know it's a City. I know it's, but it's you know, it's happened before. Schmeichel did it the opposite way, didn't he? Owen Hargreaves did it the opposite way.
I just don't think it ever happened. The fans are never going to accept it.
Played for Liverpool as well.
He played for Liverpool and City.
Yeah, I kind of forgot that a little bit about the Liverpool thing because he's been at City for so long.
He's probably good player, very good player. I think he's very good. 30 million, great price.
Bargain.
And he is a United fan, apparently.
Yeah, but absolute bargain. If you had Sterling, Sancho, and if Ronaldo stayed, I think that's a scary front three. But, you got a bit of everything there.
I wouldn't have minded it personally, but I just don't think he would have been accepted.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, bringing it back to Christian Eriksen, you've got a player coming in there who obviously Ten Hag really wants. Really intelligent footballer, brings calmness and control in that midfield, which is exactly what we need.
Right attitude as well. His attitude's spot on.
Yeah, as like I always say this now, like as a profile personality, he's spot on. Absolutely, like a top professional. I think he trained with Ajax after everything that happened with his heart and stuff. He went and trained with Ten Hag, didn't he? So they've got a close relationship there, which is nice to know. And
he's from the Ajax academy as well. Like he came from Ajax. So
yeah, and if De Jong comes in as well, it's like taking a pair of Primark plimsolls off, which we've been dealing with all last season, and then putting on like a pair of Jordans. You know what I mean? Like with De Jong and Eriksen in there. I just think that the depth in quality is just like completely different, and it'd be refreshing to see because we'll actually be keeping possession and keeping hold of the ball. It'd be interesting to see if Bruno reins it in a little bit because we know Bruno's very erratic. As soon as he gets the ball, it's one touch, boom, like shot or a free ball.
If we get De Jong in and we get Eriksen in, he's got players around him who can do that. Who can one touch, pass and go. Like they're very, very capable.
Yeah.
So we could see some really quick counter attacks or really quick one touch, and you cut through the defense and you're in. So it could work out well.
Such a great story as well when you think about it, like on the verge of death to playing for Brentford with a coach who's very close with, then to Manchester United, like you can't get a better.
The scene at the Euros, was it the Euros or the World Cup?
Yeah, Euros, I think.
Yeah, it's just awful. One of those it's one of those disgusting things I've seen, and just seeing him like collapse and convulse on the pitch, I was like, this guy's dead. He's dead.
Yeah.
Like there's no.
It looked that way, didn't it? Like it was just the way he hit the floor. It was just like. But now, fast forward, what was it been 2 years now? Something like that, almost. Well, pretty much 2 years.
He lost his role at Inter Milan because of the heart issue. Yeah. So they don't allow a pacemaker to play and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a great story and it's fantastic attitude from what I've heard. So yeah, welcome.
He is one player that will definitely get a warm welcome. I think the first game he plays from like the fans in the stadium, I think we'll love him anyway.
Somebody get on it. Get a song.
We'll get it.
A song made.
Definitely. So that's Christian Eriksen. Let's move on to more like defensive-minded player, and that is Lisandro Martinez, Sam. Back in Holland today, he's been very clear with Ajax, telling the club he only wants to leave to try his first experience in the Premier League, which sounds pretty decent for obviously for us. United are pushing. Ten Hag wants Lisandro as priority. Arsenal still there fighting, but it certainly looks like United are pretty much front runners. What are your thoughts on the player, Sam, and what are your thoughts on the deal?
Like I said, I don't watch Eredivisie much, but I did see him in the Champions League, and then in the. Did he go out too early to go into the Europa League?
They went to, they went out to. Oh, was it not Sporting Lisbon? Benfica.
Oh, yeah.
Darwin Núñez was actually playing.
Yeah. So I saw him in the Champions League. Seemed like a really good player, versatile, plays in multiple positions, centre back, defensive midfield. So again, someone that we need because we need so many positions like filling. It's just unbelievable. I think he got voted player of the season, was it as well? Ajax.
You might be right. I can't completely confirm that, but I think
I don't
you
know
might
if
be
it was
right.
either the fan or the
player's
Ajax
player
team,
or something like that.
Something like that. But he got voted player of the season. Ten Hag rates him very highly. Good age profile. Seems to be his head screwed on, good attitude and stuff like that. So yeah, it could be a great option. We need some quality centre backs because obviously Varane is our only sort of world class centre back, but injury prone. Harry Maguire. I mean, we've said it all.
You don't need to say anything on him.
Lindelof, I think he's decent. I don't think he's amazing, but decent. And then Eric Bailly looks like he's on the way out the door. Phil Jones looks like he's on his way out the door. So yeah, we need centre back reinforcement. So he could be great, and also the fact that he can play DM bonus. Because I don't see us getting a defensive midfielder through the door, which is very worrying for me personally. But we'll see what Ten Hag does with the system and the way he plays. So.
I do think that's going to be the narrative throughout the full season, because there's going to be an issue there again, because we aren't signing an official. Maybe Ten Hag will come up with some sort of system where you can have De Jong, Bruno and Eriksen, or De Jong, Donny, whatever it is he goes with. Yeah. Maybe you can come up with something. I'm not entirely sure. But it's obviously another player he really wants, he trusts, and that he's worked with before. It's a shame that the Timber deal didn't work out. But if you're going to get someone else, he's the very next guy to go and get. Versatile, consistent, great in the air, good at reading the game, good 1v1, not exactly slow, got decent pace on him. And them South Americans have a bit of bite about him as well, which will suit the Premier League, I think.
They're a bit mental.
He's not like Rojo mental, but he's, you know what I mean? I don't think anyone's close to that. He's the right he's the right amount of mental. I don't see Arsenal getting in, if I'm honest. I think it's just a matter of time. And if United pay the 50 million euros that Ajax want, which I think they'll probably do something like, 40 million plus 10 million add-ons.
I've seen 37 million up front and then add-ons. That's what I've seen bandied about. So
yeah, and we spoke about this. I put a clip out on TikTok a few weeks ago, or a week ago, I think it was. We were speaking about it. Do you remember when we did Ten Hag's first signings and we mentioned Lisandro Martinez, and there weren't many people who was even talking about him then. So it's nice to see a player like that come to the club, and I think it'll be done this week. To be honest, I think that'll be the next one that they're kind of working on.
And it's a good price as well. It's not a bad price. So I'm all right with that.
That's what I mentioned at the time. I said Ajax bought him for 15 million. So if they're going to sell him, the max they'd want is, obviously I said at the time, I didn't realise now, but I said he probably wants 30 to 40 million for him. So yeah, he's a decent player. Very consistent, very, very rarely injured, which, when you look at someone like Eric Bailly or Phil Jones, is kind of refreshing, isn't it? Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it'd be a decent sign to get through the door. I hope him and De Jong are next. Let's see what happens. Moving on to a bullshit story, Sam.
Is this who I think it is?
Yeah. So get ready for this. Manchester United are looking to challenge...
Hit the bullshit button. Right?
Yeah. Manchester United are looking to challenge Arsenal for the signing of Paulo Dybala, who is a free agent after his Juventus contract expired, while Napoli are also interested in the 28-year-old Argentinian forward. That's from La Repubblica via Star. Never heard of him in my life, but do you want to take this one first, Sam? And explain your thoughts on it?
Utter bollocks. For fuck's sake. Was it last summer when us and Tottenham were going for him or something like that? Was that?
We were the two clubs kind of linked with him, but I think it's just another one of them.
And then he wanted, was it 400 grand a week or something? Absolutely insane. He just
joke.
Can you fuck off?
Absolute joke.
You're a decent player, but you're not 400 grand a week player. You're just not. I'm sorry, mate, but you're not.
You can violate under super bullshit.
This story is not happening. He's not coming to United. I don't care what, whatever publication this is. I've never even heard of it in my life. Yeah. He's not coming to United. This is the journalist going, Pablo Dybala, he's out of contract. Who can we like? Okay, Manchester United, and then Arsenal. Let's put him in there.
Yeah.
Bang, there you go.
Exactly.
500 words, copy, done.
When you don't even know the outlet, that just tells you everything you need to know. Just someone looking for clicks, you throw United's name in there. It happens numerous times. We get it weekly. We're fans. We're conditioned for this shit. We know it happens every single week. It's always someone because it'll just get clicks. It happens. I hate that it happens, but I could do it now. I could just type up a little article in my room, put in brackets the Nick Independent or something, put it out there, and it'll get. If you put Ronaldo's name in it or United, it's bound to get clicks.
there's a bunch of United accounts that claim they've got inside sources
Oh,
and
it's
knowledge on
fucking-
transfers. And you're just like, mate, you've got 2,000 followers. What the fuck?
Do you know
are
what? As well,
about?
that they naturally make the fan base more impatient as well, because you get set people who believe it, who are relatively gullible, and they're like, they want to believe anything, and they're like, yeah, but, oh, so he is leaving, Ronaldo is leaving, and then they find the next day someone like an Ornstein or Romano or someone like, no, it's not happening. And like, oh, so these accounts are just fueling absolute incompetence and shit.
Also, I don't want Pablo Dybala at my team.
No. I actually think he's really overrated. He's been mega inconsistent for Juventus. Yeah. We've just let like 3 of these players go, then type of profile, who are inconsistent to fuck. So why would you want to bring in another one as well on massive wages who can play as a 10? We've just been talking about Christian Eriksen and Bruno and Donny, and are you going to fit them all in the team? Why would you then go get Paulo Dybala? It makes absolutely no sense.
He's the Juventus Jesse Lingard, isn't he? That's what it is. Is that kind of that vibe?
That is harsh.
Jesse Lingard had that potential where he was like, this could be a really good player, but he never made it.
I'd say quality on the ball.
The FA Cup final is Jesse Lingard's single shining moment in Manchester United. Can you name a shining moment for Juventus for Dybala?
I can't name a shining moment because obviously I don't watch him that much, but in terms of individual quality, he's definitely better than Lingard. He's better, but when it comes to inconsistency and application and attitude, it's the same. It's the exact same as Lingard. The more social media, the more Twitch, all that kind of stuff. He's not fully dedicated to football, and that's why he's inconsistent. And this is, again, goes back to the player profile. You can look at all the things you want: great at free kicks, good pace, good at dribbling, blah blah blah. But what's his application like? Because this is the route we need to start going down now. We can't just get players. Look what happened with Pogba. It took us 5-6 years to get rid of him, man. Think how long that went on for.
Every year they were going, oh, we just need to do this and get the best out of Pogba. Oh, we just need to do this. It's like, no, it's fucking not working. It's not working.
And I cannot be asked. I don't know about you, Sam. I can't be asked for another 3-4 years of that out of another player. Like,
if Pablo Dybala, I'll just have a rule on the channel. We just don't talk about him.
Yeah,
it takes so much energy to fucking just talk about, and that's why I'm glad Pogba's gone, because I don't have to talk about it anymore.
Officially
it's so
gone.
Good. I don't have to talk about him. So
he's fucking Juventus' problem now. Watch as well. When he has a few good games for him, you're going to get all these Pogba FC fans coming out of the woodwork saying, told you, absolute baller, United misused him, blah, 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 and all this bullshit.
They were wearing Manchester United shirts last season. Now all of a sudden they've got Juventus shirts.
Yeah, with Pogba on the back. Fucking crap. So, you can file that Dybala stole it under absolute super bullshit. And that's the roundup complete, Sam. I think that's every story we've done. Thank you for watching, guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and like the video. Very close to 200 subs now. We're getting there. We're pushing. It's a slow grind, but definitely worth it. Where can you find us on social, Sam?
Everywhere. TikTok, Real Reds. Just search it, will pop up. There's a couple of really good TikToks on there that are pushing like 50k, 20k and stuff like that. So the more views we get, more content we can do, the more stuff we can do. So
exactly,
go like it, go follow it, go comment on it. We're on Instagram. Lots of cool Instagram news stories. You'll know about the shows first up. There'll be some reels and some clips posted up from these sort of things. Really funny stuff. Sometimes stuff that we couldn't put on the YouTube show, which is quite funny. We're on Twitter if you want all your latest news updates, transfers, all that sort of stuff. It's like pretty much every hour. Dan and
really good,
Dan, really good. They're on it. So go follow Twitter for the latest news and stuff like that. And then we're on Twitch. I believe Adam has done some Call of Duty on there, so go check that out. I've done some Assassin's Creed, so definitely go check that out. And then obviously, what day are we on? We're on Tuesday when you're watching this. So Thursday we have the FIFA stream. Eriksen returns. It's been a couple of weeks, so check that out. And then we'll obviously have content all week on the YouTube. So please please subscribe, leave a comment, all that good stuff. It helps us out tremendously.
Perfect, and I'm sure we're gonna be going live quite a lot during this week, whether it's on Instagram or whatever.
Breaking news, I'm sure.
Because there's going to be loads of players. I think the likes of Lisandro Martinez, Frenkie De Jong, and maybe a few surprises along the way. So stick with us on Real Reds Talk on YouTube and all the social media platforms, and we shall update you and be going live ourselves. Again, thank you for watching. Have a lovely week, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.